But the in essence is that the 1.75 should not be included really until 2014 in looking at where we are going. Granted that, you know, you're alerting us to this and you're giving us the information and giving us sort of the backdrop or the wallpaper in it, but it's not part of what we're doing today or next year, correct?
That's correct, but it does have some very real and present consequences for us. You may have read there's been some discussion about the practice of interfund transfers in the state's common cash pool, in which the general fund, due to the timing of our expenses and revenues, has run out of cash, and we've used cash from the capital from bond proceeds in order to you know, for brief periods of time while we awaited additional revenue to come in from our taxes. The reason that we've had to do this is because we have such a large gap deficit. We essentially are, it's as though we are operating with the balance in our checkbook at negative $1.75 billion, but we managed to float our way through. Because most of the time our balance is higher, but we're off in our checkbook by that amount, and if we don't ultimately find a way to make that up, we will suffer during the periods where, for instance, when we make ECS payments, during periods when we haven't gotten a big tax deadline. There are certain times of year when cash is at a low ebb. And with the gap deficit as large as we have, and without a rainy day fund, there's no additional cash to shore that up. That the transfers that have been occurring are the consequence of lack of the gap deficit and a lack of budgetary reserves.
So basically, in essence, we're really doing gap now, even though the General Assembly voted for it for 2014. We're really basically putting in the current budget as we go forward.
Well, I mean, gap is a way of measuring reality. So
yeah.
It's not something that you can. I mean, you can legislate to budget according to gap,
yeah.
But gap is actually required of. I mean, we couldn't sell bonds without producing gap basis financial statements. Nobody would take the state of Connecticut seriously without us measuring ourselves at the end of the year in accordance with the standards that all states must apply. We don't hold ourselves accountable to that for the purposes of balancing our budget or of establishing budgets. We think we certainly should do that, and we are doing it in a way that in the only way we can currently, and have under the laws passed last session. We'll be doing that in every respect in 2014.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Madam.